In a world where we're constantly racing against the clock, it's easy to forget that the best things in life take time. Just like a tomato seed that slowly ripens into a Sunday sauce, our own growths and achievements are nurtured over time with patience and care. Today, we'll savor the traditions that connect us to the past and to each other, discussing the importance of embracing the journey. Welcome to Fork and Feelings, where food isn't a meal, it's a metaphor. You may be surprised how much you can learn about yourself through food. Each week, we'll talk about a different meal, observing deeper meanings through the lens of self-growth, confidence, and community. I'm your host, Lauren Serpico. I'm a psychology PhD, certified personal trainer, and a native New Yorker who grew up in an Italian-American home. If I leave you feeling satiated after watching, please subscribe, leave a like, and share with your friends. Now, let's dig into the layers of the self. Our first course is one of the most culturally significant meals on the menu, the Sunday sauce. We're about to dig into a journey of heritage and tradition that starts simply with a seedling. Planting the seed. From a tiny seed, heritage blooms. It is the transformation from something so small to something larger than life. As the seed takes root, it carries a tradition of generations. Each sprout that reaches for the sun is a connection to those who have come before us. The leaves that are unfurled are like the pages of the family recipe book. As the plant grows, so does the legacy of the Sunday sauce. The sauce we simmer on Sundays is more than just a meal. Born from a simple beginning, it cultivates a tradition that feeds our bodies and souls. My family tree would be a tomato plant. It's a vibrant intersection of nature, nurture, and tradition. I grew up snacking on cherry tomatoes from the family garden. I'm currently tending to tomato plants in my own garden. My friend even crocheted me a tomato shirt for my birthday. There's something that feels familiar about nurturing the cycle from small sprouts to yellow flowers to those first green polka dots of fruit. For some, the cycle does not end at snacking. Some in the great tomato sphere go on to contribute to something much bigger than themselves. The Sunday sauce. Growth takes time. The journey from seed to sauce takes time. Not actual time, that's more of a fall flavor. In our fast-paced world where time is often seen as a constraint, it's easy to feel pressured by the ticking clock. Time is our most precious resource and a very common stressor. We compare our timelines to others, worry about milestones we haven't yet reached, and stress over what's still undone. Know who doesn't do this? The tomato. Like the wise old tomato, we have to remember that true growth cannot be hurried. It's the careful tending to our own soil, our mental, emotional, and physical well-being that determines how we flourish. The roots from the tomato seed don't stretch overnight. They take their time, slowly breaking through the soil, reaching for the sun, and absorbing the nutrients it needs to thrive. The sauce simmering on the stove, rich with flavors of sautéed garlic, onion, and olive oil, remind us that the best things come from letting things unfold at their own pace. Just as the sauce becomes more flavorful with each passing hour, our lives become richer when we allow ourselves the time to grow, as long as we don't forget the most important ingredient of all, love. Savoring traditions. The tomato plant carries a rich history that spans across cultures and families. While my family's Sunday sauce was served with pasta, others may celebrate the tomato with a salsa or a curry. The tomato is a common thread that ties us to our heritage and to each other. Each recipe, passed down through generations, is more than just a meal. It's a piece of our collective legacy. In our busy lives, it's easy to overlook these traditions, but when we take the time to savor them and appreciate the connection they bring, we remember the importance of sharing our precious time with the people we love. Legacy, like nature, cannot be forced. The memories we create and the traditions we uphold are what gives our lives depth and meaning. So, as we spend our most valuable resource, time, let's make sure we're dedicating it to the things that truly matter, the things that connect us to each other. That, my friends, is what I would call the hokey pokey. You know, what it's all about. Many of my memories are tied to food. Also by chance, gardening tomatoes. I have such a visceral connection to the Sunday sauce. I think about my mom bringing over a tiny plate to taste the sauce when it's ready. It would be spread beautifully on top of a piece of bread, sprinkled with some Parmesan cheese. I think about the ravioli my grandpa always had ready for my family after we got home from the airport. I think about the pride my sister puts into every ingredient of her meatballs. I don't want to give away too many family secrets, but she'll patiently break apart an everything bagel to make homemade breadcrumbs. Now I live across the country from my family, and we still make time to share meals virtually. These are the memories that stand the test of time. So as you go about your week, remember to savor the moments that matter and let the seeds of your own growth take root. Thank you for allowing me to feed your soul. If you'd like my recipe for a Sunday sauce, it's available for anyone who's generous enough to dine with me on Patreon. Stay tuned for a sneak peek of what's on the menu next week. Next week on Fork and Feelings. Sometimes the most meaningful parts of our lives come from the simplest moments. Think of a sandwich. Each layer, modest on its own, combines to create something truly satisfying. Join me on Sunday, October 6th, as we compare the layers of our lives to the perfect hero, or hoagie, or grinder, depending on where you're from.